unnecessary suffering. That's a different topic, but the unnecessary part involves choice. You know, I have a choice.
Right. Well, we always do that. Something comes to mind that kind of really got me started in this whole process, I would say. Really got my mind really opened myself up to this awareness that you cannot change people, only you can change yourself. And what freedom is, Stephen Covey talked about that. He wrote the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
I have the book, actually.
Yeah.
He said something in there, he picked up a book once in the library that stood out, that sentence to him. And it said that between what happens to you and your response to what happens to you lies your ultimate freedom to choose the response.
Yeah. And that's.
We don't choose, though. I realize.
Well,
no.
Technically, you do choose.
But I mean,
you do choose, but you don't always choose your choice.
But of course, you
might choose someone else's.
Of course, and then choices.
So the free will is there.
Of course, well, the choices we make, and we always make choices, even on an unconscious level, they create our reality. We always choose.
Sure.
But what I'm talking about is awareness, to become aware of the choices we make and how they affect the outcome of our relationship.
It's like with computers, you get options.
Right.
But if you don't know your options, and first thing comes along, it's not really a wise choice. It's not really a full choice. It's a choice.
Right.
But yeah, and that's the difference, knowing your options.
Right, and that we have options.
You have options.
I think many people have stopped believing that because we think that we do what we do, we know what we know, our experiences we have those, and we're kind of stuck within our own frame of mind.
If you want to use a computer analogy, you could say they get caught in an endless loop.
Right.
Caught in a loop. They don't go to the option menu. It's stuck over and over again.
And then the interesting thing is, once we have like a certain personality or a certain outlook on life, a certain way of thinking, our philosophy, which creates our reality, and it doesn't change this personality. So then we don't change anymore, and instead something interesting can we look for change. And that is also something that of course, society gives us a message: you can be better, you can belong to others if you wear the cool clothes, if you have the latest car, if you have this, that, and the other. Because the market is based upon the principle of consumption and production, which goes against our nature.
You're talking about
as creative thing.
Right, if you don't have the internal, you look for the external.
Right, exactly. And that's what we become, that's where it begins, with a disconnect. I talked earlier about the disconnect. We become disconnected from the source. We stop listening to ourselves and we become externally focused. Because we have to listen, we have to take notes, we look everywhere. And we look for acceptance, because we learn also, I guess the sad reality is, we learn that love is conditional. In some way or another, at whatever age, children learn that love is conditional.
Because of performance.
Exactly. It's tied to that. That's a drama.
It's not who you are, it's what you do or don't do.
And I think that's when we talked about the difference between the ego and the superego evolved.
Yeah, the superego could be internal or external, but it's a form of control one way or another. It's like putting the brakes on, and your options have ended because you no longer allow yourself to consider other choices, either because you decide to pull the reins back, or someone else has trained you to pull the reins back. Either way, it's a form of a control. Not that self-control is bad, but true self-control.
I think that's the key, actually.
True
self-control is the key.
True self-control is in knowledge, in freedom.
Right.
If you have a form of self-control that's not free, it's not really self-control, it's more self-manipulation. It's almost like you're taking over the job of someone who was going to put the, I don't have the collar around, but someone someone was going to try to control you, and instead of them controlling you, you say, "Oh, take it easy, I'll do it myself." You know, but it's not free.
Well, I think the issue of control is a very important one. You know, and self-control, I've come to find that we are so much, we grow up because we somehow become so self-involved in pursuing happiness and pursuing success, that we measure our interactions with others, our experiences based upon, is it good for me? Do I like it or do I not like it? And so we're very, yeah, we focus on our own expectations. And we all have those. But because of that, we are not really connecting. We're only connecting with people who are like us, and we're looking for people who are like us, and we're looking for experiences that give us what we want. But we have stopped learning a long time ago.
Yeah, what kind of a test is that? You know, I went to 5 birthday parties this week. I bet you learned a lot.
Right.
Learned how to count. But
we don't want to.
And then you have one sad experience. You could probably learn more than you did.
Of course.
100 birthday parties or 100 whatever.
But
and if you run like looking for rain, under the clouds, if you run from one happy experience to another, right? So where's the next one? Where's the next one? Like like you're dying of thirst. Where's the
Keep an eye on the zoom there, because it sometimes zooms automatically.
What have you really learned? Like you said, you're hopping like a frog from one happy lily pad
to
the next.
Right. Well, from one happy experience to the next, from one partner to the next, from one job to the next.
You're still not the prince. You're still the frog. You're still you're still
Frogger. That was a great name. Remember that? I love playing that Frogger. Hey.
You're still stuck in the just barely on the tadpole range.
But I think basically we get stuck in looking for what we have lost. We're looking for
that would be part of
the paradise lost, so to speak. Paradise being the idea of home and warmth and acceptance and peace, and that's in a way also how it began human history. The beginning of human history was paradise, because so the story was ate from the tree, which I think is a very fascinating story.
If you
open our eyes, and it was the beginning of.
if you consider what you've lost, well, it's the opposite of now. Okay, the past is what you've lost, and the future is something that you're hoping for that may never come.
Right. Well, that's why
there's a promise. Someone's promised you.
Right.
Stick with it someday. Right.
Well, that's why the only thing.
Either way, you're like pull.
Right. Well, that's why the only thing that's right in between is right there. It's about being centered. It's about the now. It's not about the past. You can get stuck there, and you can too much focus on the future, the achieving, and one day my ship comes in, and one day I will be happy, and one day this and that and the other. But it's about the now, because out of the now, the future evolves. Evolves because time is basically nothing but an accumulation of nows.
Yeah. So therefore, now it can lead to the future.
Right.
And the future.
Exactly. Well, we create the future if we are able to live with full awareness in the now. We can consciously create the future, because we are the future. We are the future.
I understand.
We are the future.
Yeah, journey of 1,000 miles.
Exactly. And that's I think a very powerful message.
After another, yeah.